Welcome to yet another knowledge clip from Global School for Entrepreneurship. This time we will be talking about the Effectuator's roadmap. It's a canvas that we use to facilitate our students when they plan their journey towards the establishing of their impact businesses. The cornerstone of Global School for Entrepreneurship is effectuation theory. Effectuation theory was coined by Saras Sarasvati and contains 5 principles. Principles that expert entrepreneurs apply when thinking and deciding when they are building their business. These principles are future-oriented and they are really facilitating our students to develop their businesses. If you look at the first principle, the bird in hand, it teaches us that expert entrepreneurs work from available means. Your goal, your ambition. It answers questions like, who am I? What do I know? Who do I know? But also, what do I have? The second principle, affordable loss, is all about knowing how to manage your risk. They take smaller steps and they're experts in limiting risk. One way to do that is with the crazy quilt principle, a principle that describes that you create collaborations to increase your bird in hand, to get more means available without you having to invest everything needed. During the process, you can run into all sorts of issues, positive as well as negative. And these we call the lemons. And from the lemons, we want to make lemonade, dealing with unforeseen circumstances. Now, the last one is the pilot in the plane. And the pilot in the plane principle is all about creating a future, having an opinion as an entrepreneur, having a drive to create something that lasts, create an impact business from an inner purpose. That is what we try to facilitate at Global School, combining meaning with a business model. Now, if you look at these principles, these are established by Saras Sarasvati, and she has done academic research, and with her principles, we are using them as a lens, as a way to look at your entrepreneurial future and entrepreneurial journey. Now, in this video, I want to share with you these 5 principles, the bird in hand, like I said, with the means, the affordable loss, with the thinking in small steps, the crazy quilt, talking about co-creation, also the lemonade that I explained in becoming smarter from incremental steps, and then becoming a pilot in the plane. With these principles, we apply these to a canvas that we use for almost like a business plan on one canvas. And this canvas we call the Effectuator's roadmap. It's actually super simple, and it has its origin with The Grove, a consulting company from the US that also wrote the book Visual Meetings. And in this book, you find a lot of interesting tools. I picked one tool and I applied the effectuation principles to it. And now in this knowledge clip, I would like to share with you this Effectuator's roadmap. If you look at the roadmap, it all starts with the goal in the middle. It is what you have in mind. It's your impact, the whole reason why you would want to move forward and take the risk in the first place. This goal can best be explained with value drivers. For Global School, the goal would be to really make a change in entrepreneurship education. Now, the value driver would be to facilitate students to become an entrepreneur by being one. The value would be that they learn by doing. And that second value driver, that they also get a degree, because parents often find that very important. And it's also a fallback scenario for the student. Another value driver is the fact that we are fully accredited. Also, getting coaching. So at Global School, we have personal coaches and business coaches, because we want you to rise at both instances. Now, as a fourth value driver, there's also the ecosystem. We give you connections and give you access to other entrepreneurs that are creating something similar or completely different, but it's entrepreneurs that you can collaborate with, build with, or learn from, or sell to. Now, this is not going to be simple. So there's a lot of lemons, potential lemons. One would be that for us to do internationalization and start in Dubai and Valencia, we also need local accreditation. Otherwise, we cannot apply for the visas for our students. That's just an example of something that's challenging, but needs to be put in place. On the other hand, you also have the bird in hand. That is the things, the means that you have available. Well, for one, I have a great team. Our board consists of Timo Timmerman. He has 40 years of experience in higher education, and he knows exactly what it needs to be accredited and how to build a University of Applied Sciences. He started off with Global School in the first place. Otherwise, I would not have been in this chair as a Dean of Global School for Entrepreneurship. But also Martin Luxemburg, my fellow board member as well, who was the former director of the Erasmus Center for Entrepreneurship. So he knows how to combine the education with also research. Also my own personal network, executives that also want to help out entrepreneurs. So all these means come together in Global School. Then you describe the steps from 1 to 6 for where you are now, which is at the bottom. You're still starting the journey, which is step 1. And that step always needs to be affordable. What would be our next step? Well, for one, our next step will be to open up a university in Dubai. That could be for someone a very big step. To us, it's a small step because we already have an accredited program. We are already an accredited institution. We already have a curriculum. We already have, this is all bird in hand, mind you. So we already have classrooms where we have great mics and great cameras so that people can go to Dubai initially as a satellite, study from there, follow the lectures online. And then when Dubai grows, we will start teaching there locally as well so that our teachers will be hired there and will turn the satellite into a hub, which means that it will be like Amsterdam, a full facility with classrooms, teachers, everything. The second step would be Valencia to have an entry point for Spanish-speaking students from Latin America, for instance, that want to study in Europe because it's maybe safer in Europe than it is in Latin America, or because they want to have an access to the European market as entrepreneurs. Continue the family business, but then in Europe. So you as an entrepreneur, when you use the Effectuator's roadmap, determine the time that is between 1 and 6. And if I would create this Effectuator's roadmap only for Dubai, these 6 steps would be only a year of a horizon. But if I look at the complete internationalization strategy of Global School, this will take 10 years, maybe even 15, because we want to have 7 hubs around the world and 20 satellites, meaning 27 international locations. That's going to take way longer than just opening up one location. So you can make an Effectuator's roadmap for just one project, or you can make it for the entire organization. If you bring that all together, you can feel also the trust that you have in the project. If the bird in hand outweighs the lemons and there's enough affordable loss in the steps towards the goal, then you can start trusting that you will actually have a chance to achieve your goal. It's a storytelling tool as well. You explain what the goal is, then why it's important with the value drivers, and then you explain that you're not naive. You're building trust with this openness because people that you pitch to are going to have these similar thoughts. Like, oh, bloody hell, that's going to be difficult. They probably didn't think of this, and that. And then they go into a reserved mode or even a stopping mode that they don't trust you. But if they say, well, yeah, but we are aware that we need to get the accreditations also in those countries, that we need to be able to apply for visas, that we also need to find a way to get the right faculty in, that we also need to have local profitable business models, otherwise it's not sustainable, that we will also need to grow the portfolio locally. If they understand, well, this is something that they are already aware of and still they think they can do this, now they're back interested. So then they listen to the bird in hand, which is next. You say, well, we think we can do this because we have this, that, and that available. And this is how we think we can get there. And then you do the steps. So challenge yourself. What steps do I think I need to put in place to get to my goal? So the detail needs to be in step 1. The vision, which is less detail, it's more fluffy, are in steps 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the further they are away, the less specific they need to be. It's more of sharing and storytelling your journey than anything else. Good luck with plotting your business. Start with the goal and the value drivers. Once you feel that, yeah, this is what I want to achieve, then be honest to yourself. Challenge yourself. What are my lemons? What will make this difficult? Talk to other people. Why do they think it's going to be challenging? Good luck. And make sure you rise. Rise as an entrepreneur and rise with your business. Thank you for watching this knowledge clip. I hope it helps. And if not, leave comments below. Thank you.